The president and first lady have both been very vocal recently about the upcoming election and what it's like to be president. Addressing a crowd in Philadelphia while campaigning for Hillary Clinton, Michelle Obama said the job of the president is hard, and she shed light on what she thinks it takes to be a successful president.
We need someone who is compassionate, someone who will be a role model for our kids, someone who's not just in this for themselves, but for the good of this entire country, all of us. See, at the end of the day, as I've said before, the presidency doesn't change who you are, it reveals who you are.
Joining us to discuss what it takes to be president, Philip Martin from Progress, Texas, and GOP consultant Edward Gederman. Edward, so much is made of Donald Trump not being fit to be president. What do you think? Is he fit or not?
Well, I think that's a subjective question and just depends on each individual voter. Depends on what you're looking for. If you're looking for somebody who's going to break the mold of a traditional candidate, somebody who's maybe a little bit brash, somebody who's going to tell the truth to people that haven't necessarily always had the truth told to them before, then he's your guy. If you're looking for somebody who's more of a traditional candidate, more in the traditional mold of a politician, then you're probably going to go with Hillary.
Philip, Trump fit or unfit?
I think unfit to be president. I know he likes to pretend that he has a good temperament. Maybe it's just better relative to all these other traits, which are pretty terrible. But he doesn't seem to have be able to keep the cool to be president. He isn't prepared. He isn't shown to take any policies all that seriously. I think if you want to be commander-in-chief, you've got to be serious. You've got to know the issues, and that's what the American people deserve. Trump hasn't shown us that at all.
You know, Edward, talking about Hillary Clinton, again, so much is made that she is qualified to be president.
Sure.
Do you have any trouble with that assessment?
Well, you know, I have a trouble with it in the sense that she has spent the majority of her life in public service and has spent the entirety of her career in public service doing everything she can every day to better her position in life. She came into public service with no money and somehow 35 years later is has millions of dollars in the bank. She runs her personal foundation as a slush fund. You know, I don't think it's going too far to say she's a borderline charlatan. So, you know, it depends on if you want an honest candidate, then no, she's completely unqualified. She's the least genuine human being on earth. So, again, it just depends on what you're looking for.
You know, Philip, what we just heard right there is what so many Republicans say about Hillary Clinton.
Sure.
Why and how are they wrong?
I think Secretary Clinton, first of all, hasn't been going to try to make money her entire life. She started working for the Children's Defense Fund, trying to get better health care for kids. In the 90s, when she was First Lady of the country.
You don't dispute that she's a multimillionaire.
No, absolutely not. But that doesn't mean you can make money while doing good things. You can make money while acting virtuous and caring for others. I think she's done that, and she's shown that time and time again. Again, going back to the work she's done in healthcare throughout her entire life, the work she does for other people to improve their life, to make sure that their jobs are better, to make sure they have more money in their pockets. That's the focus of her campaign. That's the focus of the work she's doing. I think that's what people respond to and see positively. This isn't someone who's out for themselves like Donald Trump is. This isn't someone who says, I have all the answers like Donald Trump does. It says, I want to work for you because I believe we are stronger together. That's a strong message and one that shows compassion for the American people.
So what it takes to be president is pretty subjective stuff, it would appear. All right. Philip, Edward,